Chapter 18. The G4. During these summer holidays, my house was under renovation. As such, we decided to skip going on a vacation. Instead, my parents thought of sending me to my grandparents' house. My grandpa came to fetch me. Grandpa and I reached Ramgarh by train. It was a comfortable journey. The view from the window was refreshing as there was lots of greenery and I could see hard-working farmers working in their farms. Grandma and Dinu uncle, Grandpa's manager cum driver, had come to pick us. Grandma hugged me immediately and kissed me on my forehead. At 5 p.m., we reached home and soon thereafter had an early dinner. Being a small town, everyone retired early for the day and we all went to bed at 7:30 p.m. While I tried my best to fall asleep that early, but I could not. I went up to Grandpa and told him that I was unable to fall asleep. So, my grandpa took me to a room which was the library of the house. The shelves were filled with books. He went to one of the shelves and took out his favorite book as a child, The Golden Treasury of Children's Literature. His eyes shone with pride as he told me that it had taken him months to complete this book. He confided that even today he reads this book quite often. I could believe him easily just by seeing the interesting cover page on the book and its thickness. In the same room, there was an old but very comfortable rocking chair. I had not seen this room during any of my former visits to my grandpa's house. I asked my grandpa about the chair, and he told me that it belonged to my great-great-great-great-grandfather. My mind was spinning with all the four great. So I thought of calling him my G4 grandpa and chuckled. However, I did not share my amusement with Grandpa. Grandpa left me to read in the library and went off to his room. I rocked in G4's chair and wondered as to how he would have looked and what he would have liked. Suddenly, my eyes went heavy and the fatigue from the journey started to overpower me and I was startled to suddenly see a fairly old man. I thought it was an odd hour for somebody to be visiting us. He was tall, smart, and had worn clothes that seemed a little out of fashion. But then I told myself that lot of people in this area dressed traditionally. "Hello, Raghu. So, you are here." He said. I stood up from G4's chair to touch his feet, being our custom to greet elders in this manner. He looked amused and blessed me. I don't know why, but I instantly liked him. "So, are you happy to spend your vacations here?" I was a little stunned. I could not answer him at once. He asked me again. "You did not tell me. How do you like it here?" I wanted to lie about liking it here, but within me, I suddenly felt the urge to confide in him and said, "It is hardly any fun here without my friends." "Oh, yes, that's quite true. But you never know where you will find your next adventure." "Yes, I hope I find some to keep me busy here, or it will get boring." "Oh, you will definitely have your adventure. I can assure you that much." Suddenly, I found myself in the armchair and was confused. Where did the man go? Was I dreaming? What a foolish dream. And who was the man? What an idiot am I! I didn't even ask who he was. I was confused about the man. Was it a dream? "Raghu, come and have your breakfast." I heard my grandma calling me and I answered, "Coming." At the breakfast table, my grandma looked at me and asked why I was looking so lost. I hadn't even started my breakfast. I did not know what to tell her. I replied softly, "Nothing." Grandma hoped that I was well and feeling nice and comfortable in their house. No, nothing is wrong. I am feeling very nice here." Later, I went for a walk with Grandpa and I learned from him the history of the place. He took me to a picture gallery in the house. Most of the older pictures were painted by some artist and the ones that were 50 years or lesser were in the form of photographs. These were family photographs and included the later generations. To my amazement, I saw a familiar face among the strange faces that had been painted. It resembled the man from my dream the other day. The painting was quite old, and the glass on the frame was chipped from one corner. The man in the painting was actually looking a bit younger. He had the same eyes, he had a touch of devilry in them, and arrogance of a man who knew his worth. I asked my grandpa about the person in the painting. He told me that he was the same person to whom the rocking chair in the library belonged to. Is he my G4? I asked him. G4? Now, son, what is that? Grandpa had an amused look on his face. There were 4 big crates before I could reach Grandpa. I sure can call him my G4 Grandpa, can't I? Of course you can, Grandpa answered, quite amused by my antiques. For a moment, I was just lost in my own thoughts. The day remained uneventful otherwise. After the dinner, I went to the library and picked up the same book. This time in the contents, I found the story of Peter Pan. Once again, Captain Hook was being troubled by Peter Pan. Poor Captain Hook. Did you call me poor, you young fool? Hey, who are you? I asked. You little fool, don't you remember me? You were reading about me a little while ago. It seems you haven't had almonds during your... The voice boomed. Captain Hook? I asked with disbelief. And who do you think would come to visit you at this hour? Hook said. Come now, don't be rude to the boy, Captain. Let me handle this, said another voice. Then 2 translucent figures came into form in front of me. I instantly recognized one of them from my last night's dream, and the other was a guy wearing the costume of a pirate, and he had a hook in his right hand. He matched the description of Captain Hook in the book. He was tall, fair, and handsome. His clothes were made of a fine-looking velvet and silk, though, if compared with the latest fashion, it was outdated and very cherished for male attire. He had a sulking expression on his face. He seemed to be highly annoyed with something. I was so flabbergasted that I could not utter a word. I heard G4 saying something, but it took me little long to register and respond to him. Here, Raghu, meet my friend Captain Hook. And Captain, this is my grandson. He lives in Delhi and has come to visit my house. So, why are we here? Meeting the boy. I am bored. And how is he of any benefit to me? Asked the captain rudely. I snorted, as if I was interested in a villain like him. He might have been famous during his days, but at the end of the day, it was Peter Pan who was the hero. Suddenly, Captain Hook was very angry and rushed towards me with a sword in his left hand. G4 was swift and saved me from Captain Hook. He negotiated with him for a while, then Hook came to me, cleared his throat and said, Little pal, the god in your world is not letting me enter the heavens. And why should he, you devil? I said. You are a villain. You have been troubling Peter Pan and his friends. God doesn't let people like you enter the heaven. So, you think that I am the villain, even though you know Peter Pan didn't want to grow up. So, well, I think Peter needed just a little push to see things more clearly. Peter was a good, intelligent boy, but he was wasting all his precious years. Life, when filled with fun, is good for some time, but overindulgence of anything tends to turn it bad. And you would want me to believe that you did not overindulge. Of course I did, but because of my doing just what you accused me of, I lost my hand. I did not have a family. I had my mates, but they were only with me because of fear, rather than any affection or respect. As he said all this, his face turned pale. He became sad and soon speechless. I know, you won't believe me. Hook looked defeated. But I do, Captain. I do. I said. I went to him and held his hook and the other hand in my hand. Now I have understood. What you did was right. Peter was an orphan. He did not have anybody who could take care of him, guide him, or scold him. So you tried to do that in your own way. You are a good man, Captain Hook. Even though God doesn't let you enter into his heaven, if ever I met him, I will tell him just that. And I would like to be your friend, if you don't mind. Thank you, Raghu. But now it's time to wake up. Oh, what do you? I woke up to find Grandma looking at me in a confused way, and I realized it was just a dream. I felt peaceful and content. I woke up with a heavy heart. I tried to close my eyes and re enter the dream, but I just could not. Soon, I saw Grandma standing before me. She had a soft smile on her face and helped me get ready for the day. It was time to catch my train back to Delhi. On my way, I narrated my strange dream to Grandpa. He showed a lot of interest, and when I reached home, he gifted me the Golden Treasury of Children's Literature.